Hello, my dear Leo. These messages are for your zodiac sign. This will be a general tarot reading. I hope they resonate, but I'm leaving it up to you to decide how much of what you hear today is related to your love life, your career, job search, or a person in your life. Maybe these messages are for them or about them, but you are listening to these messages because whatever they're going through, it's also affecting you and you need some answers. So the messages are for the month of January. We'll see if it could be a love life, like I said, or career or personal things you are going through. If the messages resonate, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you again for being here today. I will pull 3 cards for the energies surrounding you currently, then 3 cards for what's coming, and 3 cards for as an advice. But let's start with 3 cards surrounding you, Leo, in the month of January, and then I'll stop. We will look at those cards and then move on to the next 3. You have Knight of Wands. That's 2 more cards for Leo, month of January. 2 more cards. Nine of Swords. Oh, something about communication. Let's see what it's going to be. One more, please. Okay, let's stop here. Oh, another card with swords. Oh, I knew it. Knight of Wands, 9 of Swords, and 5 of Swords. I knew it is going to be something about the communication. With Knight of Wands, I just want to mention that it's Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn energy, if that means anything to you. But what we get about Knight of Wands is very impulsive energy, very confident, or sometimes even overly confident. They go after they want. Sometimes they lack patience or they move too fast. I wonder if this is somebody in your life or a person you're thinking of, somebody else's energy, or not, of course, it could be yours. You know if this is your energy. And I have a feeling that this restless, impulsive energy have caused something that created the energy of 9 of Swords, anxiety and stress, thinking the worst, worries, fear, panic, feeling overwhelmed with things. Maybe somebody is holding certain kind of a pain that they can't let go, too much on the mind. Somebody needs a break. Somebody is internalizing certain events or words. And the reason I say it words because the 3rd card that came out is 5 of Swords. It's a conflict. It was some kind of a conflict. Harsh communication, arguments, clash of egos, especially if we see temperament with Knight of Wands, impulsiveness, lacking self-control. And of course, it's on this side too. Especially with the 5 of Swords, we see more than one person in a picture. That's why we say it's a clash of egos sometimes. Conflict of interests, wishes. So I see 2 sides active, or more than 2, but at least 2 sides active impulsively. Not thinking about consequences, about what's going to happen later. I'm not saying both sides acted harshly, or maybe if you don't think you are the one who said something they regretted, it could be that somebody else, the other side, or a person in your life did something that caused this pain here. Definitely some kind of a conflict, because this kind of a stress, it's not overnight, or you imagining things, or you are just anxious for no reason. We are not talking about those kind of anxieties. This definitely happened something to you. Because I'm curious to get more information. I want to see more information on this, and maybe you are too, because especially for those of you who maybe are dealing with several issues that are related to these conflicts, or maybe you need to know who could it be, like to narrow it down. So let's get more information on this conflict. We need more information on the conflict, specifically what caused it and what's behind it, and then we will move on to what to expect. So let's get more information on this conflict. Leo. What is this conflict about? Two of Coins. Somebody was busy balancing responsibilities. Somebody is feeling under the pressure. It's as if somebody was giving a lot just to keep the balance going, just so everything would look smooth and easy. Because this person holding these 2 coins wants to give it an impression, oh, I can do this, if I just put a little bit more time, or give it more time, or put more effort, and give them a little bit more of my time, love and care, and keep this smile on my face, everything is going to look fine. So that's probably one of the reasons for the frustrations. Giving a lot, staying busy, trying to manage things, and maybe not getting the same kind of care and time in return. More information on this. Healing, or the Star, I call her my healing card. You need to nurture your soul. You need to release these fears that we saw with 9 of Swords. You need to heal, you need to grow, you need to work on yourself. You need to shed away the pain. It's not worth it. The Star is related to Aquarius. Again, if that means anything to you, I always mention it just in case somebody needs that information. But it's about renewal. You need to let go of something. This thing that you're trying to balance, could be most likely some kind of attention, or work, or surroundings. It doesn't have to be your love life. It could be just a lot of pressure on your shoulders at work, or, within the family, if you are the one who's doing a lot because you're trying to paint this perfect picture, because that's important to you. But then you have to face this conflict of somebody who is trying to take control of the situation. They were not thinking things through, they were impulsive, they acted a certain way. So the Star is telling you that in order to make positive changes, you need to work on yourself. You need to be true to yourself. Have faith in yourself. Release the fears and pain and doubts. Let's move on. 3 cards for what's coming. What's coming for Leo? The Magician. Let's see what's standing next to Magician, because Magician is, of course, a positive card, but I always look at what's next to it. 10 of Coins or 10 of Pentacles. And one more card. Because I see a group of people. So it is related to you and other people, like I said, maybe your family or work. The Moon or Pisces energy. Okay, with the Magician, I sense again that energy of I need to be in control. I need to fix this. You know, you will try your best to use your knowledge, your skills, your confidence, your experience to manifest something you want. Because that is you. You want everything to look beautiful and balanced. You do not like conflict. You do not like the energy of 5 of Swords. That energy has hurt you deeply. I mean, if it didn't, you wouldn't have this 9 of Swords energy. Like I said, I talked about the fears and worries and just stress and creating a burden that you do not wish to carry. And we saw that with the Star card, importance of letting go and healing and renewing and shedding something. You know, when I think of the Star, I think of water that's spilling over her, shedding or removing all the negativity and pain and healing her, healing the person that needs that energy. And next to it is 10 of Coins, next to the Magician. Peace at home or peace in your environment. You know, even the financial situation, when we talk about all these coins, is improving. Or you're trying to manifest something to create a better life for your family, better life for your home. Peace at home. You know, gathering and celebration and creating something for the future. I think what bothers you is this energy of the Moon. Fear of what's coming. Maybe because you like things to be in control, and maybe that's some pain, hurt that you're carrying from the past. That you have experienced certain things that made you lose control. That's coming back in January. And they are reminding you that things are not as bad. You have the skills, like I said, and experience and intelligence to create a beautiful life for yourself. But sometimes you have to consider yourself and your needs first. And I'm not talking about being selfish, but you cannot help others or be there for them if you're always the one carrying a burden, if you are always the one trying to finish things for other people or balancing acts, do the balancing acts so you could finish something successfully where everybody is a winner, you know, not just you, but everybody else. I see those of you who this reading is for as if you are almost like a person that wants others to be included. Like you are kind of a part of a group and you kind of want them to enjoy the success together with you. So you're definitely not a selfish person. But again, I see you still being fearful of what's coming, like I said. You need everything to be clear. There's that need for clarity. You need more information. You want to make a few steps, move forward, or when you think of it, like, hey, I want to move forward, move on. But there's always that fear. What's out there? What if this happens again? You have doubts. And that energy of fears, we saw it here, Nine of Swords, anxieties and fears, and we see here. It kind of lingers. So watch for that. Any kind of anxieties and fears that you could carry on with you, that could keep you, again, away from the star and healing and going through a renewal for yourself. Let me get a card for the moon. I want to see, what is it that you'll fear? Since that's something that we say it's coming up. What is it that you will be fearing? Why is the moon here? For you, some of you could be related to a Pisces if you have Pisces on your mind. Oh, Ten of Swords. Yeah, you are afraid of getting hurt. You're afraid of betrayal. You need to go through some kind of a healing, because then is, we are finished, we are done. It's a time when we need to do a closure, accept and release something. And because the moon is covering that card, and they are coming together. Or I should say, Ten of Swords is clarifying the moon. I see that you are still hurting from some kind of memories. You're still processing, or in the month of January, you will still be processing something, holding on some kind of emotions that are causing you anxiety and stress. Part of the Ten of Swords energy is learning from our mistakes. Again, like I said, accept and release. Yep, this happened. Five of Swords, again, Ten of Swords, communication, conflict. Yep, it happened. It happened, and it happens. It happens to everybody. We may be in pain, we may be hurting, but then we have to move on. The star is reminding you. The star is reminding you that you need to shed away the pain. And the magician is telling you that you have the strength and the power and knowledge how to do it. And intelligence, of course, with that. Advice. Some of these things that I said sounded like an advice, but let's see. 3 more cards is an advice for you in month of January. We'll see if they will say, why is this happening? More information. Leo, what is the advice for Leo? Three cards. Hierophant, or the priest. I sometimes call it the priest. 2 more cards. 3 of coins, or 3 of pentacles. Death. Good cards as an advice. We have a priest, we have death as a reminder that something has to end. And after that end, we start a new beginning. we have to cut something out, or we have to cut some ties, we have to move on, we have to be ready for the changes. With death, we release what's holding us down, what's holding us back from success. If those are the negative thoughts and anxieties, that's exactly what we need to release. We keep getting that message for you. With the star and death, necessary changes. You need to be ready to make those changes if you want them to happen. Going back to the priest or the Hierophant, is Taurus energy. Maybe you should have an important talk with somebody, because I feel that you need answers. You want to communicate, but you want to hear the truth. You want answers. And of course, there's that fear, of course, with what we saw with the moon energy. Maybe that's the advice is there for, or is just telling me that what you are fearful of again, and that's you are afraid that the other side or somebody here is not as committed as you are. You are maybe more traditional and rely on values and principles and commitment, and you're somebody, well, if I support you, you should support me. So maybe there's a clash of values in that sense. So that's why the priest card is here, that you need to communicate. There's maybe importance for the talks that you're supposed to do. Especially if you wish for that, don't shy away from it. With the Three of Pentacles, teamwork. We see a teamwork. We see communication. We that card is not always about recognition. It's also about teamwork. Working together on something. So if it's a work-related or a romantic life, there is some kind of partnership. There's always some kind of partnership. Unless we are just working on ourselves, then yeah, things depend on us and we have to make those decisions. But everything else in life, it's like there is that other side, and we need understanding, we need to communicate, we need to make certain decisions together, be on the same page. If we are making a plan, both sides have to agree on it. Because again, with the Three of Pentacles, I see somebody working on something, creating something they want or they like, or dedicating their time. Especially in this, and this is an advice card. So it has to be people working together, communicating. Or maybe you should communicate your needs to them, especially if you're clashing about things you had different ideas on. Yeah, so like I said, in order to make changes, you both sides, but we can always start from you, because this reading is for you, is we have to release what's holding us back. We need to make some changes. That is a card of renewal. We need to make changes in things that we finally realizing, okay, this is not working. We have to change it. And in order to change it, we have to communicate it to other people. And then if it doesn't work, then at least you know you tried. But that's part of your star energy. The hope and faith, in yourself, and the magician, and moving on, and creating the stability at home, and making and creating the future. Okay, my dear Leos, I hope something in this message today resonated with your questions, with your situation you've been going through, maybe even in December or November previous year. You need to close, or put a closure on it. Because with the 10 of swords and 9 of swords, we see something that lingers, some kind of a headache that's there, but we need to put it away, just kind of end it. With the death card, I always see like a huge string that we need to cut, put an end to it in order to start something new, something fresh, something healthy that's good for our future, our home, our family, our work. If it resonated, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.